Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. I wanted to start on the weekly chart because we have covered the smaller time frame chart really extensively in recent days and weeks, and not so much has happened really. The market is still in its current holding pattern within its current correction. So what we want to do, we want to take a look at the latest structure here on the weekly chart, also just to give you a little bit of context. And it can sometimes be difficult if you're not so familiar with the overall context to really understand where we actually stand, and then also to adequately, make your own decisions basically. So you want to be aware of the bigger context. Now, looking at this structure, you can see that the market possibly completed a wave 4 correction in June 22. So it is MATIC is one of the coins that actually did not break again in 2023 its bear market lows of 2022. Many coins did do that, MATIC not, which indicates some strength in my opinion. There are different ways how this move to the upside can be counted. I decided to count it as wave 1, which peaked in August 22. Then a small A wave down, an overshooting B wave, and then we came down in wave C of 2, and the wave 2 bottomed here round about in September. And if we draw the Fibonacci retracements for this move, then you can see that the price hit exactly the golden ratio, the 61.8 retracement level at basically 51 cents. We also have that box on our smaller time frame chart as critical support between 50 cents and 41 cents, which is the 78.6 retracement. So could have provided a good entry point, or at least it was an indication that the market looks to change direction in the area between 41 and 50 cents. Now, is it completely confirmed that a low is in? No, not yet. We can only really count 3 waves to the upside. We want to get 5 waves up. Okay. So this move at the moment only indicates a 3-wave rally, and we can take a look at that on the smaller time frame. Until we have 5, there is still a significant risk of a breakdown. Okay, very important to understand. Now, if we take a look at the shorter time frame, then we can see that there is still a risk of a breakdown. This is now the shorter time frame. You also see the box here between 41 and 50 cents. The risk is really that this move up could have just been an ABC structure, or 1, 2, 3, currently wave 4, with the wave 5 to come. If we get 5 waves up, we have a good indication, actually confirmation, that a lasting low has been made here in September. I'm leaning towards the yellow wave count, which is that bullish wave count. But again, it cannot be a strong leaning because we only have 3 waves up of the lows. We need 5 to really have a good confirmation that a lasting low has been made. After 5 waves, it wouldn't really be a good time to buy, normally not. But it would be a good time if we then get the 3-wave pullback, which typically follows a 5-wave rally. And that 3-wave pullback, we call that a corrective pullback. We call that also a wave 2, which could result in a wave 3 rally. That would be, first of all, additional confirmation that a lasting low has been established. And we are going to get probably a good entry price. So the favorable, you typically find a favorable reward to risk ratio in these support areas. And that wave 2, once it plays out, can't exactly tell you where it will go to, where it will end. It will depend on how high does the 5th wave go, which then forms a wave 1. But it seems likely that we are re-entering this sort of target area, the previous target area in which we are currently now. Oftentimes, a wave 2 of a larger degree finishes around the area of the wave 4 of the smaller degree. Okay, just for your orientation. And if we then just zoom in a little bit further, we can see obviously that in the yellow count, so in the white count, this would simply be an ABC structure. And if we see a break below the initial micro support area here, basically it would be a break below 64 cents. Well, then we would have to assume that new lows might be coming and that the price might be heading indeed back into the region between 41 and 50 cents. At the moment, however, all we have is a corrective pullback. So that's also why I'm leaning towards the yellow count. We are holding support. I will only lean towards that yellow count as long as we're holding support. Elliott wave tells me when I have to start to lean towards the more bearish, short-term bearish at least, alternative. And yeah, that would be a sustained break below 64 cents. So it's the 61.8 retracement level. We have 3 waves up, obviously also in the yellow count. Now the 4th wave pullback. It's quite a deep pullback, but we haven't even broken the 70 cent level yet. That's the 50% retracement level. And typically in a diagonal, I give away 4 space all the way down to the golden ratio, which again is here at 64, 65 cents. But to really trust the diagonal more, it would still be preferable for the price not to go below 50 cents. And that's the 50% retracement, okay? It's already that below 50 cents, I would call it a very deep wave 4. Below the 61.8 level, yeah, I can't really trust it anymore. Even though oftentimes traditionally in Elliott wave, in my opinion, it's a misconception, but people often say a wave 4 and a wave 1, they have to overlap. Now, those guidelines were made when crypto wasn't around. In crypto, you often see a 3rd wave extension also in a diagonal. So you have to be very specific about crypto here. It might be different for several stocks, in the stock market, but you often see in diagonals no overlap between waves 1 and 4. Very, very important. To understand diagonal also doesn't mean that it couldn't be strongly trending, because it surely was strongly trending here on the way up. I mean, the MATIC price moved up from around about 50 cents, just below that, nearly to $1. So doubled basically in price in just a few weeks, which is quite impressive. Now, naturally, that takes now a little bit of time to correct. It is certainly long enough in duration, that wave 4, especially if we compare it with the wave 2 down there, and it's holding quite well. So literally, it's now all about, okay, have we bottomed or not? Very hard to say at this stage. If you ask me, I'd rather say no. At least I haven't got any evidence. All I have is a break above a trend line, but the price hasn't even made a higher high. But I'm very open to the idea that the price could have bottomed here because we have entered the support area, spent enough time in it. There was plenty of time to accumulate for anybody who wanted to. And we broke the trend line, okay? And yeah, so it's all about waiting now and seeing. First, very early indication that we might have bottomed would be a break above 79.5 cents, and better would be a break above the B wave high at round about 87 cents there. Yeah, that's my update about MATIC. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.